Hey everybody, welcome to another Good e-Reader comparison video. My name is Michael.
And this is Peter.
What do we have here today? They look the same. This is the Amazon Kindle Fire HD 7 along with the original Amazon Kindle Fire, but this is the 2012 updated model. They look the same, but what are the main differences? Well, first of all, you notice a webcam. This is the huge addition that everyone's really been waiting for. This will allow you to participate in Skype, do video conferencing, use MSN Messenger with video, Google Hangouts, you know, all of that jazz. On a fundamental level, the Kindle Fire, the updated model, has double the RAM, faster processing by 40%, and extended battery life to 9 to 11 hours. Well, in terms of specs, it's 7 inches, it's Gorilla Glass, the resolution is 1024 by 600, and it's running a 1 gigahertz dual-core processor. The memory has been increased from 512 to over a gig of RAM. You have basically Wi-Fi is evident on the original Kindle Fire, but with the Kindle Fire HD, the Wi-Fi is taken to a completely different level. Exactly.
With the Kindle Fire HD 7, what they've done is they've included 2 Wi-Fi antennae, or antennas, depending on which way you want to pronounce that, a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi antenna, and a 5.0 gigahertz Wi-Fi antenna, and they work simultaneously. So as you're walking down the street, it'll automatically connect and to either band length, and you will never find any sort of searching or dropping, and the Wi-Fi will be what the Wi-Fi is. So if you're in a 2-bar zone, it'll be 2-bar. It won't go down to 1 and then completely wipe away and then go up to 4. It'll be completely steady. This has the fastest Wi-Fi of any tablet. It's 3 times faster than the new iPad's Wi-Fi. So it's very quick, and you're going to find streaming videos, downloading content, downloading apps, very seamless.
Okay, Kindle Fire 7 HD has actually a 1.2 gigahertz dual-core processor, the same amount of RAM as the updated Kindle Fire, but the resolution is crazy. It's 1280 by 800, and again, the updated Kindle Fire model has 1024 by 600, so that's a huge increase in resolution. You're looking at about the same battery life, about 11 hours, and Peter here is going to show you a 360 to show you what are the big differences between these two devices.
Alright, so touching on the Kindle Fire first, we have a very clean looking front. You'll notice it looks to be like you want to use this in portrait mode, which most of the stuff you do, but when it comes to games and videos, you want to landscape that.
Yeah.
So anyways, on the left, nothing much going on. On the right, nothing much going on. On the top, you have 2 very loud, very high quality speakers, and I'm pretty much glad they're on the top instead of on the back or the bottom, because, I mean, this is where a lot of the entertainment's coming from, the top of the device, the front of the device, and I'm glad they're not all muffled. On the bottom, you have a 3.5mm headphone jack, micro USB, and a power button with a indicator light built in. So we will put this down and look at the Kindle Fire HD 7. You will see that it's a little bit of a different look. This is more squared off, whereas this is a lot more rounded. So you're going to see much different structure than you would in the Kindle Fire 7. Unfortunately, as you see here, they will not fit the same cases, so you will have to buy a different case. So, webcam on the front, as Michael mentioned, light sensor right next to it. On the left, nothing too crazy going on, but a little bit of speaker, and we'll show you that after. On the bottom, you have a micro USB and a micro HDMI out, so you can play any of the content, any of the videos, any of the games on your big screen TV up to whatever supports an HDMI port. So
yeah, even things like Pico projectors for like the business.
Exactly.
And a lot of versatility could be accomplished in something so small.
Yeah, not exactly a TV, I should elaborate. Any device that has an HDMI in will allow this to project onto it. Nothing on the right, actually quite a bit on the right, excuse me. You have a little bit of speaker hanging over, and we'll get to that in a sec. Power button as well as standby button. Very hard to make out because it's it's very hidden. It's flush. You can see right there.
It like that better.
Yeah, and then you have volume down, volume up, 3.5 mil headphone jack. On the top, you have a microphone. Crucial when you have a webcam, obviously. So, what we're getting at, I showed you a little sneak peek of the speakers. Here they are. 4 speakers, 2 in the left, 2 in the right, dual stereo speaker, the first tablet to have Dolby Digital surround sound built in. Far superior to the iPad's single speaker at the bottom. And of course, we always reference the iPad because it's the leading selling tablet. So this actually has 3 times the amount of Wi-Fi capabilities and 3 times the amount of, or actually 4 times the amount of speakers. And the sound on this is crazy. And when we dive into this, we will show you how exactly how much crazy it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at both of these devices on a fundamental level, the Kindle Fire HD7 is just so much more advanced than really any other tablet on the market. Most of that is because of the speaker. The dual Wi-Fi antenna is also a huge factor. When you look at like a webcam and Amazon's deep software ecosystem, apps, games, movies, everything else, you're getting it to a completely different level.
Exactly.
Both of these items are, this is a refresh of the original Kindle Fire, and this is just, the Kindle Fire 7 just came out. In the next stage of our video, we're going to show you music, we're going to show you video and ebooks. This is both devices on the home screen. If you look at, say, the picture of Skylanders from device to device, look how much cleaner that looks.
Much more crisp and a lot better colors.
Yeah, we made it a point of starting a video again with like the same things here. You really do notice with the Fire HD7 that it's just so much more vibrant and lush.
It is, I would say so. And they've been optimized so that they pretty much display the same thing as you see here on the updated 2012 Kindle and the Kindle Fire 7. They're displaying roughly the same home screen, so you're gonna get the same kind of experience.
Yeah, and that's one thing that they have done along with Kobo, where they have via firmware updates really homogenized the current device lineup. So if you have the HD7, you're gonna get the same sort of menu, interface, and everything else. And that has carried over to like the store, where you can actually buy content. It's pretty well the same type of store experience now, found on both devices. So from unit to unit, you're not going to really see a huge discrepancy between your experience here. So if you're using this, you can jump to this, and it's in essence the same thing, just with different hardware, and some of the features are different.
Exactly. They are pretty much exactly the same in terms of software. As you see here, everything we do is pretty much, you know, shot for shot. So
this does look at the white text here.
Absolutely looks a lot better. The text is almost gray.
Yeah, it's muted.
Yeah, it's good, but this is better.
Yeah, it's not because of like the camera that we're using or the angles or anything like that. It's like this looks really white. This looks fairly muted.
Both of these are at the maximum amount of brightness, so we haven't muted either of them, and we haven't lowered either of the brightnesses on these. They're both maxed out.
Seeing as though we're like looking at a book description, let's just look at an ebook to show you, you know, how the resolution stacks up, how the overall reading stacks up. You can see we're pretty well at the exact same spot in the book.
Because I've, as you see here, if we just go back for a sec, Peter's 11th Kindle and Peter's Kindle, we're actually syncing as we're using this, so we have the same highlights on both. So we're actually on the exact same page as we go forward in this book. So
page turning is relatively the same?
They're the exact same. You're not going to find any clipping or problems with turning pages or making you know, definitions and all that. I've clicked different things there. I'll go to the same thing here, Sam. So you see there, we both have note, highlight, share, more. If we go to more, you see search and book, Wikipedia, and on the web.
Now, this whole thing may look a little bit different. If you have the original Kindle Fire and not the refreshed 2012 model, you may notice your device looking a little bit differently than what we're showing you right now.
Absolutely. This is the one, and we should clarify once again, if you're just watching the middle here, this is the Kindle Fire upgraded model that you would find in shelves as of 2012. October 2012, more specifically. This is the one that has 40% faster processing power, double the RAM, and a far extended battery life. This isn't the old original first gen
Yeah,
Kindle
that
Fire.
came out like last year.
Yes, this is the revamped one with different internals, faster processing, and more RAM.
Yeah,
so,
plus later the same type of firmware that you
much
saw
later
on
firmware.
HD.
We're seeing almost exact everything we do down to the audio level of audiobooks. We're seeing the exact same thing.
Yeah, and this is what you would call immersion reading, where if you purchase the audiobook and the ebook from Audible and then the ebook from Amazon, you can actually have the text being read to you and actually be like highlighted in real time.
Or Sal. No. But I think if you're dead, they'd each take $1 billion not to come after me.
So this is one of the cool features that Amazon is really making themselves distinctive in the marketplace by offering these types of features. And Barnes & Noble, Kobo, other companies that make both hardware and software, they really can't catch this. So now that we've, basically the ebook experience is not really different. Fonts and things like that, you can see how they're pretty well the same. Anything that you update is dynamically updated in real time. And if you're reading kind of later at night, you could always make that black and change some of the settings here. Yeah, you can make it sort of like a softer, not quite white, but sort of like a, like an old paper type of feel.
I must say in terms of contrast, they're not too different, but although the resolution is far greater on the Kindle Fire 7, I must say it's more white in the background.
Yeah. I know. I was noticing that too, where like the colors are a little bit more defined, and you notice that in the book description when like the text was like a little bit muted, but this is just like the whites were a little bit crisper.
Exactly, and that's going to translate over to the reading experience as you can see it here. This is a little bit more gray, and this is just black on white straight up, so it's a lot crisper and a lot more readable on the 7.
So for a reader, what would you recommend?
Oh, for it's really hard to say, but honestly, because the resolution, because at both their launch prices, these were essentially the same price. They were both $199 when they got released. I would just have to take it for a full reading experience on the Kindle Fire 7, especially because you have far greater speaker capabilities for audiobooks.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks to me like when we were looking at it earlier that the Kindle Fire 7, it has like a bigger body. It doesn't necessarily have a bigger screen though.
No, it's just a far more chunky body to make room for the light sensors, Dolby Surround, more Wi-Fi antennas, and webcams and all that kind of stuff.
All right, so we've talked a lot about audio. I'm sure the people kind of want to know how the audio really sounds on both devices. Why don't we demonstrate it?
Alright, so we'll go to the music section here, and we preloaded the same song on both, and you can see you can authorize this device up to 10 devices, music stored in the cloud, so we'll authorize this one as one of those. And we'll go to device, and we have the same thing on our device over here. We're not going to play them at the same time because you can't really tell.
That would be crazy.
We'll play this as Neon Trees Habits. We'll just play this. It was a free download we had, so we'll just show you here.
Alright, doesn't sound too bad.
It sounds actually really good, and at its launch, this is one of the best audio on a tablet that we've seen in a long time. Something I must note, there are no hard buttons for volume on the Kindle Fire. Well, the Kindle Fire. You have to do everything via software. There's no buttons at the top or the side you can press to turn the volume up and down. So, moving on to the Kindle Fire 7.
It does have physical volume buttons.
It does indeed. You can press it at the bottom, or once it's activated.
Yeah, so it's the option to go with either hardware or software keys.
Yes.
I like that.
We'll play the same song here. No,
That was...
we didn't turn that up at all. That was both max volumes on both of these, as you can see. This audio blows us away every time we listen to it.
This was face down. This was like the back was down, covering most of the speakers, and even with that, it was louder than the Kindle Fire with like the top facing speakers.
Exactly. You can see they wrap it around on the thumbnail, so it's actually projecting outwards as well.
Yeah, it's not just a design aesthetic.
No, exactly. It's completely functional. And oh man, if you hear this in person, it is amazing. It's very crisp, and it truly is surround.
Yeah, I mean, it probably came across on video that this was somehow louder than this. You don't really realize how much until you're playing the same track, one right after the other, on both devices.
It sounds up the room.
Yeah,
It really
I mean,
does.
if sound, especially good quality sound, if you listen to like podcasts, if you listen to music, if you watch videos like Netflix and stuff like that, and you're concerned with like not hooking up headphones and external speakers, Kindle Fire 7
Hands
HD, best sound in the market out of any tablet right now.
It really is. I mean, it trumps the Galaxy Nexus. It trumps all the Samsung Galaxies. It really is.
iPad 3.
iPad 3. I mean, it's so good.
Yeah,
It really
even
is.
the upcoming Kobo Arc with true media
and speakers on the front.
Yeah,
it's still it really is a lot. It is everything we've made it out.
You know, we've mentioned sound and video a lot. We've just demonstrated the sound quality, and you know, it's called HD. How do you figure videos look?
Well, let's go to a video. Let's go to the video section here. All right, so we just put these both in landscape, and we're going to play them both at the same time here. Hopefully, they're synchronized.
To the 74th Annual Hunger Games! From District 12, Kansas City, the
We salute your courage and your sacrifice.
It's 24 of us, Cal. Only one comes out.
You're stronger than they are, and you know how to hunt. You really want to know how to stay alive? You have to make people like you.
Hope. It is the only thing stronger.
And finally, the last head-to-head comparison that we're going to make is by playing the same game. And we can't exactly play them all at the same time, so what we're going to do is play it on the updated 2012 model, the Kindle Fire, and then finally on the Kindle Fire HD. We've chosen this game.
Looks like those trolls have escaped. We're gonna have to go after them.
This game has a lot going on. There's a lot of colors. There's a lot of noise. A lot of activity on screen. So
Tap the trolls to shoot them.
this one has a kind of a tutorial going on here.
Shoot all of the trains to move to the next area. Now slide your slide your finger over the coin. Bigger combos.
There's no lagging. The RAM's really taking effect here, honestly.
Target all 6 trolls. Great combo. Touch the coins to collect them.
Alright, now let's do the same thing on Kindle Fire HD7. If you really want to see the big distinctions, you know, just scroll back 15-20 seconds in the video and check it out. Or you can check out our blog where we'll have photos and everything of this. I think it looks a bit better.
It does look a little bit better, and it's also it's a lot louder, although we've turned it down quite a bit because this thing can get pretty ear-piercing. It's a very loud tablet, very clear.
Alright, so let's wrap this up. The Kindle Fire HD7, higher resolution, faster processor. It pretty well has everything, like including a webcam, physical volume buttons, which when we were actually playing a game in this, we couldn't actually turn the volume up and down without exiting the game because it was only physical buttons. There's no way to actually turn the volume down without jumping through a lot of hoops. Whereas this, we just hit the manual volume page turn buttons and it did it. And the reason why that's important is because when you're playing full screen games, you don't have access to a lot of the major UI elements, and so this is why things like standby buttons are important, why physical keys are important.
Exactly.
Peter, I don't think it's really too complicated of a question to ask. Which device?
Which one would I choose? That's a noggin scratcher. Honestly, if you are on a budget and you want most of the functionality of the Kindle Fire 7, but you want it at a little bit of a discount, $159, this is the way to go. This is the starting price on Amazon.com for this tablet. Kindle Fire upgraded. If you want to go above and beyond, you go up to $199 starting price. This is the one to get. Honestly, it's far superior sound than even the best tablet out there already. Far superior Wi-Fi connectivity, faster speeds, faster processor, better resolution. It's just it's everything that this is in here, but better, way better.
Yeah. The Kindle Fire HD7 for me is the way to go. I mean, there's no really reason to buy any other tablet on the market that runs Android than this. I mean, there's, you know, some people want the vanilla Android experience because they want to have more control. This is more of like an Amazon tool to sell you stuff. But and how, you know, they're able to give you this great of a hardware because they know they'll make their digital content off of you. So they could honestly get away with charging Samsung type money, like $400 for a tablet like this, but they don't, because they know that you're gonna buy apps, you're gonna buy games, you're gonna buy audiobooks, and a whole lot more. I'm gonna leave it up to the users to decide which one that they like better and why. Please comment on this video on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/goodereader, or comment on this post on our website at goodereader.com for a comparison between the updated Kindle Fire 2012 edition versus the Kindle Fire HD7 for goodereader.com. My name is Michael.
This is Peter.
Everybody take care.